missing someone.
A minute since I last posted a handbag video. I used to live in Sydney and I have recently moved to London, and I find that I actually reach for my nicer handbags less and less. Just because you commute a lot, like on the tube and buses, and you might go to the pubs and things like that, and you don't necessarily want to take your nice handbags out and about. So the bags that I tend to use the most nowadays are like a tote bag, because you might need to store your shopping, or even my Uniqlo half circle bag gets so much use because it's just really great for travel. You can fit so much stuff in it and you can just chuck it in the wash. But I thought I would share with you my latest handbag purchase. I was in Paris last weekend and I had been wanting this Longchamp Le Pliage micro pouch bag for ages, and I saw a lot of people post on like Pinterest and stuff. I'm not on TikTok, but I saw that people were posting about buying this. It's basically a cosmetic pouch, but you can convert it into a crossbody bag by buying a kit off like Etsy and things. So the strap and the conversion kit is not Longchamp branded at all, but it means that you can use this bag as a crossbody bag, which I just thought was a lot more convenient. So I went to a few boutiques in Paris. Obviously you can buy Longchamp like anywhere, but I just thought, oh, it's a French brand, I want to buy it while I'm in Paris and also get tax back on it as well, so not having to pay tax is really great. So sold out in 2 or 3 of the boutiques that I went to visit, and only while I was leaving Paris to come back to London there was the blue colourway in duty free. So I picked it up, and if you convert it from euros to pounds, I think it worked out to be about £60 without the tax, and then also the conversion kit, which I bought on Etsy a few weeks ago, that was £25, and so all up it's about £85 for the bag in total, as long as I don't screw it up when I do the conversion. But I think it's really worth it because I think it's a really quality brand, but at the same time a very reasonable price, so you don't feel too precious about taking it out with you and things like that. So a really great price. For me, I did really want to do a really cool unboxing, but unfortunately because I did get it in duty free, it wasn't like the most amazing shopping experience. It literally came in this resealable bag, so this is my unboxing as it were. And I wanted it in either blue or black just because I felt like it would go with everything. And for me, Longchamp will always have a special place in my heart, just because the first bag that I bought for myself when I moved to Sydney, so this is like 10 years ago, was a large black Le Pliage bag with brown leather. And again, I just think it's a very reasonably priced like luxury brand. And then a few years after that, when I was in Hong Kong with my mum and my sister, my mum bought me a fully black one, which I loved because this size of the Le Pliage I feel is really great for work, but also great for travel and stuff. The only thing I found with those bags is that they do get a bit of wear and tear, like just from putting it down like on surfaces. These parts here get very worn, and I would have ended up giving those bags away at some point, so I don't actually have those anymore. But I think this is a really great bag. Well, I hope it's going to be really great once I convert it. So there are 2 types of kits that you can get. There's this one where you can like clip on the straps to here. It comes with these 2 little attachments. Or there's the kit that I bought, which is you like hammer these holes and these grommets into the little side parts here, and then you clip it into the holes. I prefer this one just because I feel like it looks like it's meant to be part of the bag, whereas I just personally find like if I was to get the little clip-ons, I think they're really cute as well, but just to me it looks like quite obvious that it's not part of the bag. So definitely up to your personal preference. Obviously with the clip-ons, they're not permanent, so you can just take them on and off as you please, and you can just revert to using it as a pouch or like a little bag like this. But I am taking the risk and putting the holes through the side parts. So this video, I'm going to show you how I did that, or how I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do a review in terms of what I can fit inside it. So if you want to see me and my little DIY project, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm doing this outside because I don't want to damage anything in my apartment. I've put down, like, we've got a mat out here, I've put down a blanket, I've got a book, some cardboard and some paper. This is extra protection. This is the kit that I bought, and I'll link it below. But it doesn't come with any instructions, and luckily there were some instruction videos online which I'm following. So you'll see this is the strap that it comes with. It's quite thin actually. I'll see how that feels when I put it on later, but you'll see that it matches the PLIAGE leather. Well, I hope so. Again, we'll check that out later. And then it comes with this grommet kit. So each hole that I punch will need one of each of these. And then this tool is used to create the hole in the leather. And then this is used to close the grommets. So just based on, I guess, the guidance that I got from the other video that I watched, which was very, very helpful, you want to make sure that when the grommet is like sealed and finalized, you want to still be able to see the stitching. You don't want it to obviously cover the stitching, so you want it to be as close to the edge as possible. However, this part where the leather meets the fabric is quite thick, so really you can only punch like right there. And I'm going to try and mark it up with like a lip liner pencil so that I can kind of see where it needs to go. And then this thing, I'm guessing the reason why there's a hole through here is so that you can kind of align it to where it needs to be. So we have a breakthrough. We finally punched the hole on the first side, and you can see the leather's actually really thick. But what I would recommend is finding something solid, like really solid, like a block of wood, to hammer it against, because it was taking ages, and I realized, I mean, it makes logical sense, but if the surface that you're working on is a little bit soft, like has a bit of give to it, it's going to take forever. So I'm just going to do the other side off camera. So we've since moved inside because it's about 31 degrees Celsius in London today. It's super hot and my camera was just overheating. So really happy with how the holes have turned out. I think on both sides they may just be like a millimeter or two, like to one side in particular, but feel like once you put the grommets in, it's going to be negligible. Well, I'm hoping. So the next part is we need to put the grommets in. So they're made up of like a long part, which is the top, and then the bottom part, which is like this donut part, and it's sort of curved or like concaved on one side. So based on the videos that I watched, I need to put the top through the hole, so like that, and then that goes onto the short side of this tool here, and then I close it with the second part of the grommet. Sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology here. With the domed side facing up, and then you put this tool on the top part, but it's going to be facing down. And then you get the long part of the tool, put that there, so it's like a sandwich, and basically when you hit the top of the tool, it's going to squish that middle part. Okay, here goes. And I'm told that you don't need to hammer this part as hard. Okay, that was a fail. Let's try that again. Really pushing this part down. Okay, that's not sealing it at all. Okay, we're kind of getting there. Okay. Oh, OMG. Okay, it's still a little bit loose, but we're getting there, and I can kind of finally see like how it works. Okay. Okay, a little more. She's done it. She's bloody done it. And she's stunning. Okay, as you can see, I mean, you might not be able to see it, but I can see it. It's like ever so slightly off center, but no one's going to be looking at that, so it's fine. Love it. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, so this side to me is almost perfect. As you can see, there's like a bit of a gap by the stitching, which to me is perfect. This side, however, it's like right on the edge. So I wish that I had, but there's just very little like space. Even if I had wanted the grommet like closer to here, there's very little space. So I'm going to blame the Longchamp manufacturing there, because it's different between the sides. I'm just saying. But no, I mean, this is like right on the edge of the stitching compared to the other one. But again, no one's going to notice once I put the clips on. So the moment of truth. I guess I will just explain how that kind of works. So that long piece, using this tool, this long piece here kind of gets crushed and it seals itself. Obviously, like if you're a professional or it's done by machine, it's going to look like perfect. Like it won't be, like even you can see it's a little bit crooked here. Obviously this is going to be on the bottom, so it doesn't matter, but that's, I guess, just how it comes out. When you're doing it by hand and you're not a professional, there's going to be some differences in the outcome. But I was just really confused how these things actually work, because I've never used them before. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, perfect on the other side. Looks perfect on the other side. Right. The strap itself, as I said, is a little bit thin. Yeah, and the match, I mean, it's pretty much spot on. The hardware is actually really nice. I'm very impressed with that. And it's adjustable as well. So let's go ahead and put it on here. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Obsessed. Okay, let's try it on. I'm a bit sweaty now. It's so hot, and there was a lot of manual labor, if I'm being completely honest. Oh my God, love that. Love that gold hardware. And we'll do a try on and we'll see what fits in it. So lastly, let's see what can fit in the bag itself. So I just took some photos and stuff with it and stuffed it with some paper just to give it a good shape. But let's see what can actually fit in this pouch. So for me, I always like to have an eco shopping bag, a foldable one. Let's put that in there. Got my wallet. Packet of tissues. Some lip balm. I've got some body spray. I've got like a Glossier lipstick thingy. And then lastly, my phone. It's pretty snug, to be honest. And possibly, I mean, I don't always have to take my wallet out. I can pretty much just get away with taking my phone out, but it's good to have that as an option. But yeah, it's very solid. It's still, I mean, I could still fit some extra stuff in there if I needed to, but I think it's a really good size. I just love it. I love the size. I love the shape. Obviously, it just is like a miniature version of the PLIAGE handbags. Really happy with the way that the DIY project turned out. I actually think the side that where the grommets are really close to the stitching worked out better, because as you can see, the little the hook of the crossbody strap moves around quite freely, whereas on this side it's a little bit tight just because it is a bit further from the edge. So actually what turned out better was the side that doesn't look as nice, whereas this side looks a lot better, but I mean, it doesn't really affect the way that the bag is used, but just a good note. So would I recommend this kit and this DIY conversion? Yes, I had some learnings. So definitely find a piece of like solid wood that you don't mind getting like dented, like an old piece of wood or an old chopping board, and just because it actually, the second hole that I punched through was a lot quicker because it was a solid base that you're hammering through. Again, makes logical sense, but I just didn't think it would make such a big difference. But yeah, so the first hole took like a solid 10 minutes, whereas this one was like a minute. And same with putting the grommets through. If you have like a solid base to hammer against, it's going to be so much quicker. That being said, it still took a little while, like in total it took about an hour of just like messing around and making sure everything was all aligned. But yeah, I'm so proud of my efforts, and I feel like, yeah, it just looks like it's supposed to be like this. Like it's as if Longchamp created a little crossbody bag like this, in my opinion. You might think otherwise. Whereas I think the clip-on one sits a lot, it would be, you know, the straps would be sitting here, which is a lot thinner, if that makes sense. So across the body it would be a lot more snug, I think. Whereas I really like the way that this sits. And yeah, I think the person who produced, or the company that produced this kit off Etsy, it comes from China, so if you are intending to do this, I would say order this in advance because it takes 2 or 3 weeks to arrive. Has done such a good job. Like the hardware is really good quality, it matches like the Longchamp hardware perfectly, the leather matches perfectly, the stitching is like identical, so you're really not going to notice that it's not Longchamp, I don't think. So yeah, all in all, I'm so glad I did it, so proud of my efforts, and this is definitely going to be my new go-to. I just think it's a really great size. I think it's a really easy kind of weekend look. You can dress it up or down, and then also when I'm not using it, like on the weekends, I would take the strap off and I would use this, like you can put this straight into your handbag, or when you're traveling you could use this as like a little you know, storage case for your toiletries and things like that. So I think it's very versatile. I think it's very worth what I paid for it in total. I think it's a whole, you know, it's a whole new bag for like £85. So I mean, it's not cheap really when you convert it to AUD, which is what I do mentally still, but I love it. So yeah, really happy with it. I will of course link the video below of the YouTube tutorial that I followed, because she was so generous with her tips and how and the learnings that she had. I'll also link the Etsy store where I bought the kit, and yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I made so many learnings along the way. And yeah, I love it. I just love it. So make sure to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe, and I will try to be more consistent with my posting, either with vlogs or with handbag videos, and I'll see you next time.